Hi, I'm Caryn. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, and a hobby farmer turned full-time farmer. Well, the best part about living on a farm, for me, is the evenings. After the evening chores are done, all the animals are fed, I just love to go out into the pastures with the green grass and the cows, listen to them munching away on the grass, walk amongst them, sun is setting. My favorite time of day on the farm. It's a very visual and audio experience. The worst part about living on a farm is the anxiety that comes. Like, for example, right now we're having a really dry spring. We haven't had a lot of rain, so there's no grass for the cows. And there's a level of anxiety as you see your hay stocks from the winter dwindling. You know that the summer rains are still a few months off. And it's just that anxious feeling about what happens if you run out of hay. Here on our farm, we have a variety of trees growing. Most of them are fruit trees, and we do have some avocado trees as well. We have everything from stone fruits like peaches and plums to mulberries, tropical fruits like guavas and lychees, papayas, and of course some citrus. Dogs are a really important part of our farm. We have livestock guardian dogs. They are a Great Pyrenees crossed with a Border Collie. We have two sisters, Jessie and Shadow, and they are working dogs, and they are protecting the livestock. They are keeping the coyotes at bay, working at night mostly, and then of course during the day they're sleeping. Our livestock guardian dogs have very unique personalities. Jessie is the alpha. She is very dominant. She kind of is, we call her the queen of the farm. She's always riding on the golf cart with me and really wanting to protect me from anything that could be a danger. Shadow, she's such a sweetheart. She is a more anxious dog. She barks a lot more, but a very, very good guardian as a result of that. We have a herd of cattle that consists mostly of Aberdeen Angus. It's a heritage breed of cattle that originated in Scotland, and it's a smaller breed of Angus than the typical commercial Angus that you find here in the US. We keep registered breeding stock that we breed and sell as to other farmers as breeding animals. We also raise steers that we process for meat production. So some of our cows have been with us for a long time, and they were the original herd that we had. They're all named. We have a large red Angus. Her name is Rose. She gives us incredible babies, and she's one of our oldest cows. We also have some cows that have been bottle raised. Sunny is one of those. She's super friendly, loves to be scratched. She's one of our favorites when we go out into the pasture, and she brings us a lot of joy. Our cats are a very important part of our farm as well. They keep the rats away from the feed that we store in the barn. We have 3 barn cats, Bob, Toogie, and Deanie, and most of them, well, all of them were shelter cats that we rescued, but they have an amazing life here on the farm and do a really good job. Goats are the character personalities of the farm. They are a very unique breed of animal, absolutely love people. They want to be around us all the time, like literally all the time. Follow us wherever we go, wherever we're working on the farm, the goats are there, hang around us while we work. If we leave to go somewhere else, they follow us. So they just really love people. They have incredible personalities. They make us laugh, they make us angry, very, very naughty, wanting to get into everything that we're up to. And we just absolutely love our goats. They bring so much character to the farm. The sheep are so different to the goats. They kind of keep to themselves. They don't want to necessarily be around us. The sheep have to be herded. They have to be protected, and that is the role of a shepherd. So I'm out in the pasture in the evenings, calling the sheep, bringing them in closer to the barn, because that's where we can keep them safe at night. So here on our farm, we have working horses. We have cow horses that we use when we're working with the herd of cows. They are American quarter horses, and they are specifically bred to work with cows. We also have a white pony. Her name is Jamaica, and she was originally a jumping horse. She came to us as a retired jumper, and she was a pony for our youngest daughter. And she's now retired and just enjoying her life here on the farm. Chickens were the first breed of animal that we actually bought and brought onto our farm, probably because they're the easiest animal to take care of. There's not a big investment needed to make into chickens, and they are quick producers. Once they are 6 months old, they're producing eggs already, and you see the joy of it every morning when you can go out and collect your eggs. So we just love our chickens. They are an integral part of our farm. We would never be without chickens. So if we could only have one animal on the farm, what would it be? I would say that I would go for sheep. Sheep are really low maintenance. I can send them out into the pasture. They survive on next to nothing. They're very good foragers. And so even in the middle of winter when there's no grass, somehow the sheep find what they need to survive. So I would definitely say sheep. They don't require much input from us at all. So a typical morning for me on the farm is getting outdoors early, making sure that, number one, the animals have water. That's our top priority, is making sure we don't have any water leaks, no damage to any of the water troughs, and then getting the animals to where they need to be for the day. The sheep I let out of the barn where we've kept them safe all night, and they head out into the pasture. The goats, we let them free range, and they're typically hanging around the house and just waiting for treats if they can manage that. I do have some responsibilities feeding the cattle. When we have steers that we're busy finishing, I feed them typically first thing in the morning, and then again in the evening. And then the dogs and the cats are always waiting for their meal to come as well. Evenings on the farm are probably the most important function of the day, just getting the animals all settled in for the evening. Of course, we get the sheep in from the pasture and get them locked up for the night. Chickens get their feed in the evenings before they settle down to roost, and we get them locked up in their coop. The goats get packed away into their stall where they spend the evening, and the horses get fed, and we just get everybody settled for the evening. It's one of the most fantastic times on the day because there's just a sense of peace that transcends down onto the farm as the evening hours roll in and everybody's just settled in for the night. So the most worry that I would have on the farm is time when I have to prepare for a trip away from the farm. Just making sure that I have the right people in place to take care of everything while we're away. I have to have people who are here to feed the animals, making sure that there's no issues with the water, because as I say, that's one of the most important things on a farm, is making sure that the animals have water. So preparing for a trip out of town is definitely a time that uses a lot of energy and planning. So the greatest joy that I have on the farm is just seeing new life. And that can be new life in the fruit trees, new life in the pastures as some summer rains come and the grasses start to grow. And of course, new life with the animals. We go outside in the mornings and there's a new baby lamb born, or walking in the pasture in the evening and a new calf has been born. It's just incredible to see the cycle of life and to see that new life coming into the world. So my hopes for the farm, my dream for the future is that we continue to see the farm flourishing, that we continue to to grow the property, to grow the farm, and to continue to provide for the people around us good, nutritious food that's so important, to see that we can be productive. That's, I think, the most important part of the farm that we see as the future of the farm.